All right, good, beautiful morning. I'm surprised, I think, to see a morning like this in the middle of December from what we've had lately, but who knows, and it probably won't last long. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day. The sun's getting ready to come up over the hill. We've got blue skies. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow overnight, but we didn't get a single flake. So I think we're gonna have a good work day. With that said, let me kind of give you a little bit of an update of what we got done here yesterday. So Jessica and I were able to come out and get, we didn't have a full work day. We had we just had the afternoon available, but we were able to get 5 sheets on this front corner, which is good. The first one took a little bit longer just because we were making sure that we were nice and square for the building, or to the building. But once we got our rhythm going, I think we were able to get each sheet up and completely screwed down in about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes per sheet. So if we can kind of keep that, if we can keep that same rate going here, we might be able to get pretty close to being done here by next weekend. So we'll have to see how much time we're gonna have available. But I am going to shift my focus here, since I'm all by myself, at least for this morning, to this back end, the gable end, where I've got all these long purlin tails. I'm gonna get up there, we're gonna cut them off at 2 feet, and then I'm gonna install the sub-fascia. Now, because I can't get the lift back here, because the RV is in the way, I'm gonna go up and do it from the top. So it could be a little bit different technique than how I did the front. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it as fast, but I'm gonna use straps to kind of hold it. I think I'm gonna cut them all first. So measure off the truss 2 feet out, make the cuts, and then I think probably putting, sorry, I'm spinning you around. I think probably putting the lift kind of right here at this corner. I can do my cuts there, work from there, climb out up onto the roof, and then get that sub-fascia done. So I have on my plan here for today to get that done. And then I want to get the rough openings for the garage doors done, because I think we've got, well, obviously all the garage doors are in the way. So we've got all the material for the garage doors are right there on the floor, right where we were, I think, hoping to put the RV. So if I can get those up, well, I want to get ready to get them up. So later in the week, probably, I'm going to try and see if I can get one garage door done each day, maybe Thursday, Friday, Monday. And then that pile will be out of the way. And then the rest of the metal trim that I need to do. So you've got a drip edge on the sub-fascia. Let me show you. So way up here is the drip edge. And then underneath here, right up underneath the rafter tail, I'm actually gonna take this one off. We're gonna tuck it all the way up underneath the rafter tails. That's our F&J. So I've got to do that all the way around. I've got to do the drip edge all the way around. And then the sub-fascia on the back gable end, and then the rough openings for the garage doors. If I can get that all done today, I'll be very happy. That's a good amount of work done. And then just keep plugging away. There's a pretty sizable punch list of just some small items on top of like the really big project, like getting the roof done, that we want to work through. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get to work, and I'll take you along and show you what I get done here today. All right, I got all the supplies, everything we need. I've got 4.5 pieces of 2x6. I've got the saw, I've got the nail gun, I've got the fall protection. We're firing up the lift here, and let's head on up. Okay. All right, so like I said before here, we're gonna tackle this, the gable end sub-fascia going all the way up to the peak on both this side and the other side. I've got to measure these off. So from the outside of this truss here, we're gonna come out 2 feet, which I think I have here, but I'm gonna double check the measurement on that. And then on this 2x6 here, I'm gonna cut a 412 pitch angle. Hold on. 412 pitch angle right here. That's gonna come in right, it'll be flush with the edge here, and it'll be flush with the edge right here, and it'll have that perfect angle so that the point of the angle cut is plumb with that. And then I'm gonna use these straps that I have over here to kind of hold up the board on the actual purlin tails in place so that I can go through, double check the measurement, throw some screws in it to get it where I like it, and then I'll go back through, nail it off. And then once that first piece is in place, I'll go through and I'll trim off all the tails for all the you know, the extra parts that are out there that are going to be sticking out farther than 2 feet. So fall protection is going to be huge here. That's just working 2 feet out over the last rafters, and going to be a lot of fun. But I'm going to try and do as much as I can from right here from the deck of the lift, and we'll see how this goes. All right, I changed my mind. Once I started getting ready to push this up, I realized that some of those purlin tails were sticking out 4 or 5 feet, and there's no way I was gonna be able to climb like all the way out to reach this little strap around the edge of them to bring them back. So I changed up my plan. I just went all the way out and I cut everything to 2 feet. Some of them are just like maybe like a 16th or an 1/8 short of that, but for the most part, you can see that's a pretty straight line on those tails. So so now it'll be a lot easier. So I'll use the straps. All I have to do is reach out basically the same distance that I did with the saw, so I can keep a lot of my weight centered on this last truss. So let's see how this goes. All right, I think it worked. Let me show you here. So I got the straps, 2 straps up there kind of holding up the top end of that sub-fascia, but I got the whole corner piece down here and just some screws holding it in, so it's plumb with the plane of the purlins, and it's also plumb at the bottom here, or flush at the bottom, and then flush on this edge too, so we got a nice smooth edge. So it's not quite smooth going all the way up, but because all the weight is being supported by those straps, I'm just gonna go up and I'll kind of be able to hold it in place, pull the sub-fascia right into place. I'll put a screw in it first, just to kind of hold it where I want it, and then I'll go back through with the nail gun and nail it off. So now this is good. Now let me lean out here a little bit so you can see it didn't get all the way out to the peak, just like on the front side. So I'm gonna need to have one more piece that we'll use to get up to the peak. And we'll use that, actually that top purlin, let's see here, the top purlin that's on that side, we'll use that to kind of hold up this other piece, because of the way that angle is, it'll actually sit on the front lip of that. So I think we'll do the same technique. The nice part is it's only going to be, well, it's going to be less than 8 feet long, so there's not going to be a ton of weight, about half the weight that this one is. So we use the same technique. Instead of using the rail of the lift in this bottom piece to hold up the one end, we'll use that top purlin, and then we'll use the same, you know, strap technique up there, and I think we'll get it going. I'll leave it long going up, and then once I've got it in place, then I'll find the center point and I'll just cut straight down at a 4/12 pitch right at the center of the peak. So good. Yeah, I'm happy with this. It's and the battery just died on the impact driver, so I gotta go switch out the battery, but this is gonna work out just fine. All right, there we go. First one's up and secured. I still have to nail it off, but I'm gonna nail everything off both sides of the peak once everything's in place. So there's a screw holding, attaching every purlin to that one sub-fascia board. Now I've got to cut the next one. I'm gonna mark where the peak is gonna be, the 4/12 pitch, that vertical cut that I'm gonna make, but I'm gonna leave it long, another, 9 inches, and that's gonna help it sit on the lip of the purlin that's on the backside. So I'm gonna get that cut, we'll get it up, we'll keep going through this process. We have to do this basically 4 times total, so 3 more times, and then the sub-fascia on this side of the house is done. All right, I'm exhausted, but I got the other end done. Let me show you here real quick. I'm gonna lean you out over the edge. That whole sub-fascia for that other peak is completely done. I am very relieved. It feels good to have that done. It was definitely a challenge without having to lift underneath to work, you know, like right here in front of like my, you know, where I can reach easily. I'm reaching around and all that, but that's okay, it's done. What's next here is I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and I think I'm gonna start getting some of the trim. So that F&J trim that I showed you, that has to go all the way around kind of the perimeter of the roof line. So I'm gonna get that up. We'll use the nail gun with that just because I don't have a stapler. And I think that, and then we also got, if you look down the line here, there's that drip edge that goes, you know, right on the corner right here. So I have to get that done on all the eave side. So I think I'm gonna just get some more of that trim done. It'll be some nice work that for the most part I'll be able to just stay right in the lift. So I don't have to worry about falling as much. I do have to figure out how to get that F&J up on this gable eave side. I'm gonna worry about that later. And then lastly, I wanted to get, just work on some of the rough openings for the garage doors. My plan is to, while I have the lift, get those installed over the course of the next week. So I got a ton of stuff to do. I'm not gonna run out of work, but it feels good to get this done. This was something that kind of had me a little worried. I was almost resolved to just put this off until spring, until we could get this ground down here built up a little bit. But no, it's done.